So as I just reminded you, we can work with functions, but they don't always have to apply to numerical data. You can actually manipulate text as well, and commonly you're going to want to. So let's take a look at using some of these text functions right now. We're going to go ahead and, well, what I've done is I've extracted all the various buyers from the previous sheet we were looking at, and we're going to start manipulating the names a little bit so we can see what can be done. Now, Excel is actually pretty smart, and I really like how it can predict what you're trying to do. I'm going to go ahead and type the first name of this particular person here, David, and now I'm going to start typing Sean, and you'll notice what Excel has done is recognized I'm starting a pattern. I'm starting a pattern of typing the first names that are indicated in this B column over here. So if I were now to click on this list, it goes ahead and auto-fills the various names without me having to type them in manually once again. Let me repeat that, but this time I'm going to use only lower cases. And as I start, once again, Excel recognizes, he's now extracting the last name. Not only did it recognize that I'm extracting the last name, but it also recognized the case capitalization convention that I'm using, and it maintains that as well, and everything comes out as lowercase. Now, one common function that you might want to use is if you want to use proper casing on names. Let's say your data came across and it was poorly formatted. Somebody had just typed it in and you got a mix of all capitals or things without capitalization, these types of things. You want to correct that. I can use equal, and I can type in proper, which is the name of the function I want to use. And what do I want to do? I want to proper case the D2 here. So I use my left arrow to move to that cell, and I close my parentheses, and we now have a proper casing of the last name. We'll go ahead and fill that down by double-clicking in the corner. And let's say we want only the first initial of his first name. We can use the left function. I'll enter in equals, we'll go left, and we will give which cell we're going to take the first letter from, and we're going to say how many characters from the left we're going to take. We're going to take only one. And we now have the initial. I'll select the range that I want. Control D to fill down. Now I have the first initial. Now let's say I actually want, my form requires me to use first initial, last name, but it doesn't want the full name. It wants specifically that format. I now have the tools that I need. I have the first initial. I have the last name. Let me go ahead and put those together, concatenate them together, and I'll get what I want. So I can go equal I can start to type it. I can double-click concatenate to finish so I don't have to type it all. I want to concatenate this. I want to put a space between them the two of them. So I put a space in there, and then I'm also going to select the last name proper cased, and I'll hit enter. And now I have first initial, last name, all appropriately cased. And once again, we'll go ahead and fill that downward. Now let's say one of my forms wants the last name all in uppercase. Uppercase is a very convenient function as well. Upper, select the last name. Now we have it all in uppercase, autofill. But quite often you're not going to want to display all these variations, these cells containing all this extra data. So you can combine functions as well to do all of this all at once. What I've gone ahead and done is I've typed in the function if I were to enter it with one line, and I put it in my clipboard, so I'll go ahead and paste that now. Let's go up here to the formula. I'll paste it in, and you can see this is referred to as nesting, taking a function and putting it inside of another function and using those results together. I've taken the left, I've taken the first character, I've proper cased the last name, and then I add them all together with a concatenate, and we get the same thing. Except, am I referencing, D1, now we want, what is it? We want D2, and we want cell B2. So, yes, we all make mistakes, and obviously I did as well. There we go. Now we have our name properly cased without having to use all sorts of variations of the functions in separate cells, and it's displaying a bunch of extra information that we didn't want to. So, Functions to use and manipulate text are available as well. We've taken a look at a good number of the very commonly used ones. So why don't you take a look at some of these now?